Am I supposed to believe that a battle for my mind is being waged without my knowledge? Does anybody on the panel seriously believe that?
The debate is over, whether the debate is over or not.
Welcome to Better Bad News.
I like the way the Democrats abuse me more than I like the way the Republicans abuse me.
A global problem requires a global solution, whether we have a global problem or not.
I don't know how many architects and engineers have a point of view on physics that is worth considering. Whenever we are talking about facts, certain opinions must be excluded. It is taboo to notice this. Contemplate for a moment the biographies of the men who woke up on September 11th, 2001 and decided to slit the throats of stewardesses and fly planes into buildings. Okay, these guys were college educated to a man. Many of them had PhDs, educated in the West. They were middle class or better. These men decided to fly planes into buildings. It is taboo to notice
the masterminds of the 9/11 plots. They were thinking I was a traitor for having given out this very dirty laundry. And the truth is, if that's what you want to do, you can't have people asking for reality.
There's no evidence for that.
Reality.
What does it matter what actually happened, especially if I've lost the battle for my mind?
To believe that General Myers was a member of Al-Qaeda is ridiculous. It would mean that Muslims didn't do it.
Thank God the debate is over.
The debate is not over.
We cannot have a remedy or an answer without beginning with the truth. To think that you don't need to look backward and just move forward is ridiculous.
It is taboo to notice this. Is there any doubt that this question has an answer and that it matters?
We're now calling upon the Attorney General, Eric Holder, of the United States, to impanel a federal grand jury investigation of the individuals responsible.
3,000 deaths of innocent Americans on 9/11. We have more than 1,000 architects and engineers demanding of Congress a new and truly independent, unimpeachable investigation using science to trace truth.
I'm going to speak today about the relationship between science and human values. How have we convinced ourselves the architects and engineers count? Certain opinions must be excluded.
All those people in the audience should demand that the architects and engineers smeared by Sam Harris be given an opportunity to defend their findings.
The architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth are calling for a criminal investigation. Science can tell you so much.
It's not happening. There's no doubt about that. Religious moderates don't fly planes into buildings.
Do not trust anything that man says. He doesn't even understand basic high school physics. Why hasn't Time magazine put Richard Gage or David Ray Griffin or Bonnie Faulkner on the cover of Time magazine? 1,000 architects and engineers who have examined the evidence are demanding that the scientists who falsified data be charged with crimes against democracy.
As if architects and engineers know anything about the laws of physics. Because if they do, the debate is over.
Am I supposed to believe that a battle for my mind is being waged without my knowledge?
Does the Taliban have a point of view on physics that is worth considering? No.
Sam Harris is really kinky when he gets his freak on. When I was dating Sam Harris, he would ask me to take a shower with him and smack him between the shoulder blades with a hairbrush.
There's no evidence for that.
He kept yelling at me, hotter, hotter, and I kept turning up the heat until he fell down on the drain and his eyes rolled back in his head, and then he said that if I ever spoke about it, I am a Holocaust denier if I do.
There's no evidence for that.
The data proves it. Islamic fundamentalists are only much more likely to be set up to take the blame for crashing planes into buildings. he enjoyed
When
it.
is Richard Gage going to be invited to speak at the TED conference? Richard Gage has a knockout PowerPoint presentation that lets the laws of physics do most of the persuading.
I would like to introduce to you founder of Firefighters for 9/11 Truth, Mr. Eric Lawyer.
Firefighters for 9/11 Truth strongly support Richard Gage and all the architects and engineers that have the courage to sign that petition. And there's 10 times as many behind the scenes that are supporting us. I'm seeing the big snowball happening now. I think it's all of us together. You know, it's not every one of us.
Stop stepping on my trance state. I get more done lying around the house in a trance than most people do in their sleep.
And yet I appear as fully awake as anyone on the panel.
I lost the battle for my mind many years ago, and hey, I don't see anything about it I would ever want to change. That's what losing your mind is.
What does it really matter what actually happened, especially if I've lost the battle for my mind? Better bad news. Half true, more or less, 100% of the time.